I have one Jewish Spanish man from Spain, from Turkish background, that became religious from my film, Torah and Science. How Torah and Science arrived to Madrid, but never sent Torah and Science to Madrid. To Madrid we didn't, but to Istanbul we did. We sent many CDs to Turkey, to Istanbul. I was even there once I went to Istanbul. As a result of the CDs that went to Istanbul, 2 German goyim picked up the CD in a public place in Istanbul, and from Istanbul they flew to Madrid to take a trip in Madrid. And this Jew, secular Jew, he was a person that takes people on a tour. He's taking people on tours. And when they started to talk to him, they found out he's a Jew. But of course, he did not know anything about Judaism. And the German goyim say to him, if you're a Jew, we have something interesting for you. We watched this film by this rabbi from America. You'll like it. They gave him the film, and he became fully religious. He now left Madrid. He went to yeshiva in Israel, and a month ago he sent me an email, Mazal Tov, he found a girl. He said, in Madrid, I'll never find a shidduch. He moved to Israel, and Baruch Hashem found a kala. And these Germans, they don't know the end of the story. One day they come to Olam Haba, they come to the trial, Hans and Chris. I made it up. So Hans and Chris, they came, or Yosef, they stand over there in front of Hashem. He say, Hans, yes, yeah. Chris, yeah. You know, your grandfather was Adolf this and Adolf that. Yeah, we know. But you are very special. What? You save a soul of my children. We save a soul? Not exactly crazy, but the Jews. And then they see the end of the picture. Think about it. You gave that CD to that Jew, and go save a soul. Amazing how it goes. What obligation they had to give him that CD? Huh? Amazing. From New York to Istanbul to Madrid to save the neshama, to bring him to Yerushalayim, to find his shidduch. Do you remember once I told you a story that I have a student from St. Louis, Missouri, that is in a university in California, in LA somewhere? One time he sends me, he started to send donations. Every once in a while he sends a donation. I don't know who he is. I only know that he's a Jew that donates every month for CDs. One time he said that he wants to send all his life savings for the CDs. What's life saving? Can be $1,000, can be $10,000, can be $10 million. I don't know the man. I know he's a student. So I say to him, you're not allowed. You can give up to 20% of your income for tzedakah, maaser. 10% is the average, 20% is extra nice. More than that, for average people, they shouldn't give. Unless, if you're a very, very rich man into many millions, then you can give 90% of your money. It's no limitation, as long as you have enough to live. Ordinary people, up to 20%. So I wrote an email. Unless if you're, I know he's a student, how much money he can have. So unless if your father is a very rich man, I don't know, maybe his father is a billionaire, who knows? So he wrote that it's $30-something thousand that he made in stock market before he became a medical school student. That's all he's saving, 30-something thousand. So I say to him, not allowed to give. Just give from your, whatever the income you have, 10%. One time I told that story in one of the lectures. The next day I get an email, a Persian woman from Long Island. She writes, I heard the story that you spoke about this medical school student, and that reminded me exactly of my daughter. She's exactly the same. Whatever she has, she gives to people. Maybe we should introduce them to each other and we make a shidduch. What do you think? I say, okay, let me ask him. I wrote him an email. I told him the story. He said, what do you think? I said, it's worth to try. Perfect match. Then I went again to LA. I met them. A much perfect match. Yes. That's unbelievable. You have to understand what the Gemara meant when they say, Yesh Adam Koneh Olamo Berega Achat. This guy heard that I say the importance of donating money to the CDs because the CDs save tons of souls every day, every hour, every year. So many Jews became religious from these CDs. So many, especially this new film that we made now. It's the biggest success, The Purpose of Life. Incredible. The one that made the film cannot believe how many emails I already sent him and messages from people in 10 days that it's out in the market. He cannot believe it. I told him, wait, until now we made films in Hebrew. Wait until you finish the English movie and then you're going to see the difference, how many more, because there's Jews all over the world that speaks English, South America, Canada, Mexico, everywhere. Now he's saying, I just understand what you told me, because it goes to such exposure. So this guy, this student, in a moment of tshuva, he say, you know what? I give everything I have to save souls. It's urgent. He didn't need to, but it counted in Shamayim like he did, and got him his wife. Now, if he would not offer, perhaps he would never have a wife. And if he did, maybe a different one, not such a religious good girl. A 1 minute mitzvah can turn your eternity. 1 minute can turn everything in your life. Sometimes you don't even know how much it saves you. You only know when you come in front of Hashem in the last minute, your lawyer, your defense, pull it up from the archive. Wait a minute. Before you're sending him to hell, look what he did that day. Shh. The Satan forgot how to talk.